Sir, we can start. Good evening, friends from the media. First of all, I would like to formally welcome you to this press conference by the Honorable Commission on review of poll preparedness for the forthcoming simultaneous State Assembly and Lok Sabha elections 2024 in Andhra Pradesh. We have with us here the Honorable Chief Election Commissioner, Shri Rajiv Kumar Ji, the Honorable Election Commissioner, Shri Anup Chandra Pandey Ji, and the Honorable Election Commissioner, Shri Arun Goyal Ji. We also have with us senior officials from the ECI headquarters, including Senior Deputy Election Commissioner, Mr. Nitesh Vyas, and also the CEO of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Mukesh Meena Ji. I am Anuj Chandak, Joint Director. The format of the PC will be like this. There will be opening remarks by the Honorable CEC along with a presentation. We will share the copy of the presentation with all of you after the event is over. Following this, there will be a brief question and answer session. Please confine your question to the review of the poll preparedness. When you want to ask a question, raise your hand, wait for your chance to be called and put your question. When it's your turn, introduce yourself and your organization and then ask your question. Please keep your mobiles on the silent mode. So I would request you to now deliver your opening remarks.
Thank you, Anuj. Honorable Election Commissioner Shri Anup Chandra Pandey Ji on my right side, Shri Arun Goyal Ji on the left, Shri Mukesh Kumar Meena, your own Chief Electoral Officer here, Shri Nitesh Vyas, who is the Senior Deputy Election Commissioner and looks after Andhra. Friends from the media, Namaskaram to all of you. On behalf of the Election Commission of India, and through you, first of all, hearty greetings and Happy New Year to all the residents of Andhra Pradesh, and also an appeal and call to very actively participate in the forthcoming elections, that is the Festival of Democracy. I welcome you all to this press conference, which is of the year 2024. Let me tell you that this is the first press conference Commission is doing in the year 2024. And we are starting our first visit for the general elections preparation of 2024 parliamentary elections and also the assembly elections in the 4 states. And our first visit is to Andhra Pradesh. And therefore it is the first time in the year 2024 and in run-up to the 2024 parliamentary elections and the state elections, we are addressing a press conference first in Andhra Pradesh. To just brief you before I come to the specifics, that a very solid set of preparation is in place for conducting the elections in 2024. The travel through the states, Andhra being the first, and meeting with all the stakeholders is to further get the information and consultation with them to know as to what more we need to do. We at the Commission and our teams in the states, each state has a CEO and the district magistrate, DOs and the entire team, will put in hard work and necessary intervention, giving India's electors and all stakeholders the best possible electoral experience, which the largest democracy of the world deserves. So we are all set to give an election in 2024 befitting to the largest democracy in the world. In a way, we are today commencing our journey of duty and resolve. Political parties are our biggest stakeholders and must become our best partners. This is what is our philosophy, this is what is our thought. We are here and will go to many other states to listen to them and facilitate them. Commission will sincerely have a consultative approach as far as all these stakeholders are concerned. At the same time, the Commission is very, very firmly committed to conduct election freely, in a fair manner, transparent manner, and inducement free. Our effort is to ensure that those who needs to be in the electoral rolls are in the electoral rolls, those who should not be in the electoral rolls are not in the electoral rolls, and having come to the electoral rolls, it is from roll to poll, so people come in large numbers to the polling, And through you, again, we request that all the voters of Andhra come and participate whenever elections takes place to the State Assembly and also to the Parliament. Friends, at the first instance when we came here day before, we met the national political parties and the regional political parties, which was AAP, BSP, BJP, CPIM, INC, Telugu Desam, YSR, Congress Party. So I'll first brief you as to what they asked us, so that you know, and this is the best forum to answer them, that they asked us these kind of questions, and this is what we are replying to them. So first I'll read what they asked us, and then during the presentation I'll also try and answer their questions. So their first request was that curbing of the distribution of cash to influence voters and strict enforcement for an inducement-free election. Many of them have appreciated the role of the ECI in the recently held elections, which they have watched during the year 2023. Some parties mentioned apprehensions about electoral roll updation, asked for extra vigil on removal, deletion of votes, bulk additions, electors with zero or junk addresses, asked that process for addition and deletion of entries in the electoral roll should be free and fair, and they must be involved at every stage. Parties requested for strict action against violators of electoral processes. They also asked for profiling of voters illegally. One of the parties mentioned concern regarding bulk download of EPIC of AP voters for manipulation for creating duplicates. One of the parties requested for special police observers and the deployment of the sufficient paramilitary forces. Many parties highlighted concerns regarding volunteers which are hired and requested that they should not be used in the election process, as they have access to the beneficiaries and the records of the benefits flowing to them through the welfare schemes. There was a request for non-deployment of them during elections. The concern was also highlighted about the partiality of the election machinery. Some parties complained that government officials should not participate in the party functions or party programs. One of the party requested for polling station for tribals in Parvatipuram, Manayam district in vicinity of their residence, as the distances of the polling stations are little far off because of the terrain and the inaccessibility. They also asked about the availability of BLOs at polling station, and one party raised the concerns of bias of election staff and BLOs on the election duty. The few parties raised the question of voters who could be registered in Andhra and the nearby state of Telangana, and how do we stop that they do not do voting here, or they do voting here by getting registered here. The one party asked for some more facilitation at the polling station when the elderly and PWD come, in terms of shamianas and in terms of chair, because it will be the season where the heat will also be there. So friends, this is what broadly they asked. Before I start the details of review of our poll preparedness, and without mincing any words, let me tell you that the Commission has emphasized and have given very clear and firm directions to election machinery and the entire bureaucracy to be impartial, transparent, accessible to all stakeholders. I would repeat that very strongly. All the formations of the bureaucracy, district magistrates, SPs, IGs, XIs, transport, everyone has been extremely clearly, without mincing any words, told the necessity and the democracy for them to be absolutely impartial and provide level playing field for all the parties, to maximum facilitation to the voters, to bring them to the polling stations, give them the best experience, and during the process, while they deal with political parties, provide to all candidates a level playing field. What does it entail? What does it mean, giving the thing? I will tell you now. So let me now start with the profiling of what the elections look like. The two elections will happen, Assembly and Parliamentary. You have total 175 seats for the Assembly and 139 general, 7 STs and 29 SCs. In Parliament, you have 25 constituencies, 20 being general, 1 ST and 4 SC. If you come to the general overview of the voters, total electors are 4.07. The final roll will be published on 22nd of January 2024. This is the situation as of now, and a very happy trend, which we wish is there all across the country. Female voters are more than the male voters. 2.07 crores as against 1.99 crores. So the gender ratio is positive. We have done a special focus on registering the persons with disabilities, which are 4.76 lakhs. 80 plus voters who will be given facility to vote from the comfort of their home is 5.8 lakhs. And very, again, happy figure that there are more than 1,174 to be precise voters who are of the age of 100 and plus. And again, very interesting thing that first time voters between 18 to 19, this is where we are focusing on the youth so that they become the part of the democracy and they start coming to the polling stations, is 7.88 lakhs. This is the first time voters, which is a very healthy ratio again. Friends, coming to the focus on women, it is how it has been increasing. There are, it is increasing from 10-13 as a gender ratio to 10-36, which is an extremely healthy gender ratio. And in the 159 ACs out of 175, gender ratio is more than 1,000. This is again, it's not confined to a few assemblies, it is across the state, and again a very, very healthy sign. And interestingly, in the 18 to 19 years also, women voters are 3.5 lakhs, which is again a good ratio as compared to that. Our focus is also on the inclusive elections. First time voters in 18 to 19 years are 5.05. And as we started from last year to take the advance applications, because of the, on first of every quarter, that is the qualifying date now, there are 3.77 lakh voters who have applied in advance with us. Gender ratio in 18-19 is also on an increase from 778 to 796. Coming to the carrying forward the inclusive part of our electoral roll, there are 11 particularly vulnerable tribal groups in the state of Andhra. The total population being close to 4.29 lakhs. And 18 plus population being 2.94, there is a 100% enrollment which we have attempted. Across the country, we are trying that the particularly vulnerable tribal groups which happen to be at the lowest of the human development indices are covered. They also get a full chance to participate in the democratic process, get a voice. And this is an attempt. We will make an extra attempt to bring them to the votes. Now I'll come to specifically the complaints given by the political parties. First complaint was, as I mentioned, regarding the large number of deletion of voters. So, friends, to tell you that from 6/1/22, that was the date of the final publication in the year 2022, till 30th/8/2023, there were 21 lakh deletions made. All of them have been verified, and whatever there were only 13,061 deletions which were found to be incorrect, and therefore they have been rectified. So all deletions whichever have been made, we have certificates from each DO, they have been cross-verified. So this should rest now the issue. Regarding the complaints regarding dead, shifted and duplicate voters, that again was compiled, and out of a 14.48 lakh voters, 5.65 lakh names found to be either death cases or permanently shifted, and after due verification, they have also been deleted, which is forming part of the total deletions. As regards the cases of, there was a complaint that on one house, there are many voters, more than 10. This was the complaint in Telangana also, which we received. And this is a historic legacy problem because the house numbers for some regions in the panchayat or in the municipal areas are not given. So as you call here, they are the zero numbers or the junk numbers alphabetically or some sign numbers. House-to-house verification were done for 1.57 lakh such houses which have these kind of zero numbers or others. 20 lakh plus electors. When the draft publication of roll was done on 27th of October this year, the number reduced to, after carrying the corrections, to 65,964. And out of this, 4.52 lakh have migrated and 26,679 are non-traceable. So therefore, the nutshell, 99% cases have been resolved wherever there are more than 10 voters. Either they have been deleted or after filling up the form, their new address has been given to them. Similarly, zero and junk, this was the voters of the houses which have 10 and more. Now, similarly, about junk and zero character votes, there are 2.5 lakh such households where also addresses have been corrected and after filling up the forms. Next. Now, after completing the ER, coming to the overview of the polling stations. The total number of PSAs in the state for elections would be 46,165. Average voters would be around 870, though maximum up to 1,500 they are permissible. Urban and rural backup is given. There would be webcast from these polling stations to know what is happening inside in around 70%. In each constituency, the commission is attempting that in order to give empowerment again, that booths are managed by the women or by the youth and also by the persons with disability. So there would be booths in each constituency which will be managed. They will look something like this. Women, just the visual thing. We will make all extra efforts to make the voting experience very, very festive, from our side. Next. Now, each polling station would have minimum facilities assured. These are toilets, signages, drinking water, poll volunteers if some persons with disability or old age wants to get this facility, help desks, ramp, chairs, everything. Next. Senior citizens, and there are 5.8 lakh senior citizens, as I mentioned before. They would be allowed voting from their houses. The 5 days after the notification, they have to fill up the form 12D. Those who want to come do not want to come. Majority of them wants to come to the polling station. This is what is our experience. Because old days they get a chance to come to the polling station and meet people, and it's in their habit. So most of them wants to come. In case somebody doesn't want to come, this is the facility that they will be allowed to cast their vote from the home, and similar facility exists for the persons with disability also, who have the disability of 40% and above. Next. Friends, we want to publicize this through your medium. There is a C-Vigil applications. I'm coming to the technology now. Parts, how would we facilitate conduct of free and fair elections. So C-Vigil is an application. Citizens be vigilant. That's what is the purpose. You can make any kind of complaint to the commission. You can take a photo. You can type something. You can take a video, upload it from your system. Your identity is not revealed, and we will take the location, that is the longitude and latitude of your location, right from your phone. Our team will reach maximum within 100 minutes to resolve that issue. We'll come back to you within 100 minutes. That's the guarantee through this application. What it does, nearby, whichever is the zonal magistrate or the team, it directs them towards the site from where the complaint has been lodged. Similarly, next is the voter helpline app. So if anybody wants to know where is the polling station, who is the BLO, what kind of, or the election results, they apply for anything online because the corrections and things are still available, or download the e-epic. This is the website, voter helpline. Suvidha portal, you would be very happy to know again. This is an technological intervention to again ensure the level playing field. there was a possibility that when the entitlements are asked by the candidates, say for instance the booking of a ground for conducting rallies, now they will apply on this website, on this portal, which will be timed logged in and first in, first out. Whosoever applied first will get the first. All DOs, district magistrates, have been instructed that strictly whosoever applies first for a facility will have to be given first. Not that any extraneous considerations. The next important application is Know Your Candidate, KYC. Anything you want to know about your candidate is all available on this, including the criminal background or antecedents, if any. And each candidate has to publish thrice in newspapers, portals, TV, everywhere about the criminal antecedents. This is to make the voters aware as to what kind of, whom we are choosing, what kind of criminal background he has. Then it's the choice. So it's the informed voter who takes the decision about the background one must know. So this application enables the voters to know about their candidate, including their affidavits, including their assets, liabilities, whatever they file along with the nomination form in terms of the affidavit gets uploaded here. So their picture, their criminal background, their assets, liabilities, everything is here. So know your candidate before you decide whom to vote. Now, coming to the law and order and how would we ensure that the freebies and money and these kind of things are not are checked. There are total 139 checkposts which have been made. As you know, there are 5 states and 1 UT with which Andhra has the border. Across the border and across the departments, police has around 95 checkposts. GST would have 29, road transport 3, forest checkposts 12, 139. We have asked very strictly all these departments to not work in silos. Let them work as a team so that even the transport, GST, police, everybody knows what is happening in the state. I'll cover this little later. Next, we had a meeting with the enforcement agencies of the state and the center, like state police, state excise, central GST, coast guards, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, income tax, customs, DRI, Bureau of Civil Aviation, Transport, Airport Authority, Narcotics, ED, everyone. You would ask us what happened. You met so many, what did you do meeting them? Recently, because of, we have introduced a application again, which puts all these agencies on a particular platform. So we know on a day-to-day basis as to what they are doing. Result of which is that in last 11 elections, we have been able to seize something close to 3,400 crores as against the earlier figures of 366 crores. That's the phenomenal increase. We have here asked all the departments to, from now, whenever the thing starts, to take strict action against use of money power during elections. This is one area, inducement-free elections. This is what we are committed to. So, what all it includes? It includes the distribution of liquor, cash, freebies, all godowns, all GST-related issues, eBay bills, analytics. So you know what is coming into the state, both for the assembly elections and also for the parliamentary elections. And it is not that you take action only against the small handlers of the liquor, those who are carrying it. Go to the kingpins, who are the organizers of crime. Similarly, there would be a strict watch on the cash, if through by the banks, by the wallets, by the UPI, by whatever mode it gets transported. All the airports and helipads would be checked for all kinds of helicopters and air services on intelligence basis, and also the helipads and airstrips for all chartered unscheduled flights as well. As I mentioned, that the list of godowns and everything which can be used as freebie, like machines, electronic goods, garments, sarees, this, that and the other, that's all exercise would start. the commissioners and all others who are involved in this, both state side and central side, are working on this. We start working on this. District officials have also been said 4 or 5 things in very, very detailed, without any doubt in their mind. Number 1, their behavior, their all actions have to be absolutely impartial. There is any complaint about non-level playing field, any action which amounts to favoring somebody would just not be acceptable to the Commission. This is what has been made extremely clear to them. They've also been clearly told that it is their duty that the bureaucracy at the cutting edge level, below the district magistrates and the SPs, the SHOs, ASIs, revenue staff, excise inspectors, all who have the ground on the feet on the ground, those fellows are controlled by them. It is their responsibility. We'll make them, the district level officials and senior officials, responsible if anybody at a lower level attempts or tries to favor somebody. They have to definitely, without saying so, this is their duty, that they desist from participating in any political activity of whatsoever shade or shape or size it can be. We'll deploy observers during the elections so that they can keep watch on all of these facilities. The staff which are going to the polling will cast their votes at the voter facilitation center instead of carrying that vote postal ballot home. Next. Anybody who is trying to interfere in the polling process, a polling activity, a campaign, would be strictly dealt by the district officials. All the non-bailable warrants will be executed by the police in time-bound manner. They have already started it. They will bound down those who can create mischief, especially in areas where some kind of fights can take place. They have identified those kind of areas. There would be a social media cell working in the districts, SP's offices, so as to handle the fake news. That's become other than the awareness activities which we do through the social media, there is also an equal amount of the fake news which comes, the negative narratives, false. They have been asked to very strictly take action against those kind of news. Police has in particular been also asked that whenever they are doing preventive actions of 107, 110, 140, pull under section 32, bound down fellows who can create mischief, they have to be absolutely neutral. It should not be one party, not the other party, or one region, not the other region. It is to establish the level playing field, whichever party, whichever organization the miscreant is, it is strictly on the basis of potential of mischief that person can create rather than on any other consideration. There would be an MCMC committee in each district to pre-certify the political advertisements, as is the standard practice. This is what has been told to the DOs very, very clearly. Friends, let me reiterate that we are fully committed to conduct elections free, fair. I will keep repeating: free, fair, impartial, and inducement free. This is the motto, and there are 3 basic pillars of this which we follow. Whatever we do, make it known to everybody. This is a disclosure. If there is an electoral roll, disclose it. If there is a EVM movement, disclose it. If there is whatever is happening, disclose it on the website, disclose it to the political parties. Give them free copies of the electoral roll, ask them to make observation. Second, involve everybody at every stage. So political parties are involved at every stage of the election process, whatever it is. Randomization, employment of forces, machines, polling stations, electoral roll, everywhere. Media is involved by and large at every stage. It's free. Please come and see. Tell us what we need to improve. You are our best allies. It's only through you that we ensure not only what we want to say to the voters, as I am saying, please come and vote, but also through you. If you see for yourself, you know what is happening. You are there on all the booths. You know how the people are voting. So let me again request all the voters of Andhra to come and assure through you that strictest possible action will be taken if any official or non-official indulges in any malefied or partisan activity related to the elections. Commission will just not allow any cutting-edge official at the ground level to also disturb the level playing field. It's not only DCSPs, it is fellows officials below them as well. All political parties we have consulted. They are the important intermediaries in the process of elections. We would request all of them when the campaigning starts through you, again, to not indulge in the political discourse which is not befitting. This is what we have been doing now in last election. So the level of political discourse is not plummeting. That is what is our advice to them. That is what is our request to them. We have also advised them recently to be very sensitive to the addresses when they make about the persons with disabilities. They are sensitive to the slangs and languages which are often used against them. That is not used. So friend, once again, thank you very much. And through you, it's again invitation, appeal, request to all the voters to come and vote and participate in the Festival of Democracy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for this very comprehensive and crisp briefing. Now the floor is open for questions. Please raise your hands. The mic will come to you. Please, this mic. Thoda fast move.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. This is Gopi from Times of India. My question is, the two parties in Andhra Pradesh have complained against each other on addition of fake votes and deletion of genuine votes. How do you look at it? My second question is that the people who have voted in Telangana in the recent general elections there, they are coming here and registering their names in the voter list. How do you prevent it, or what do you do with that? Thank you.
More questions?
Yeah, please, to the lady.
Good evening, sir. This is Rehana from NTV. So when can we expect schedule for general election in Andhra Pradesh or general election? So another my question is, what are the actions EC is going to take on the complaints have given by political parties, what you mentioned, sir? Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I am Raghavendra from the Hindu. I would want to know whether this VVPAT facility is still intact and how is it being used over the years?
Say again.
VVPAT. Thank you.
We'll take one more question.
Sir, I'm Sharon from PTI. You have mentioned that candidates have to publish their criminal record. So in 3 newspapers like that. So how does it work? Do they have to, like, I have these many cases are against me. Do they have to go like that, publish an advertisement about their criminal antecedents?
Sir, this is Dhananjay from ETV, sir. Your motto is no voter to be left behind. So what about the implementation part?
Sir, my name is Mukkanti, Act TV, sir. Sir, some of the political party requested, please make a schedule, single schedule, Telangana and Andhra, it in single schedule. That is either first or last. It is possible or not?
So, about the first question, deletions and additions. I explained to you in detail. Each and every deletion which has happened since 6th of January 2022 has been verified. And whichever party made that complaint, a reply has also been sent to them. So the position is additions, deletions. Both have been checked and verified and parties informed. We further request, even if something is left, the responsibility of the officers is to have a pure and a healthy electoral roll. So what you are talking about is the purity part of it. So even if there is something left, we are open. let us get it. We have in writing replied to those parties with each case. There were 5-6 complaints in 5-7 constituencies, each and every one. We have details, we can give it to you. The second part, last question first. No voter to be left behind. This is the purity part of this is the healthy part of the electoral role. So how do we ensure that no voter is left behind? There are a number of ratios which we follow. So there is a population which we know. Of that population, how much is above 18 years of age? That also is an estimation we know. The last census is of course 2011. We don't have 2021 census. But each constituency wise we find out an electoral and population ratio. So that EP ratio tells us that we are there on the dot or not. We then calculate how many are there between 18 to 19. How many are there between 18 to 29? How many are there between this age profile, this age group? How many women? How many this? How many PWDs? So we take the data from the Social Justice Department also as to how many people are getting scholarships. So that if there is a gap. So electoral roll is pure. We make it closest possible to the EP ratio. That is how we ensure that no voter is left behind. But what is the problem? This is only the electoral roll part. But how do we bring them to the polling station? So that's an appeal through you. So there are two kinds of things. One is, which we will appeal again and again, though the voting percentage in Andhra is quite good. And women are more, so they definitely vote. But through you, youth, young voters come and vote. All district magistrates, collectors are doing that special drive to go to colleges, to go to the to appoint them as brand ambassadors, the youth fellows. But through you, we say that you please do come definitely. I say in a language that if you keep whole day doing the social media pressing button, please come once and press the button of the ballot unit also. Similarly, the second is the urban apathy, which is also one area which we again want to appeal through you that people living in urban areas should come and vote. So that addresses our efforts for the no one should be left behind. As about the criminal cases, the advertisement would say these are the cases against me, against the candidate, filed so and so, this is the section, all details will have to come in that. It has to publish so that the people know, voter knows before deciding that what are the kind of charges. So this, and we report this after the elections, we compile and report also to the Supreme Court as to how many have filed, how many have not filed, this is what are the cases, this is what it is. Schedule, you would come to know whenever we decide through the press. We declare it first to the press. Nobody knows when it is happening, and whenever first it is decided, it immediately in half an hour's time we go to the press so that it doesn't get leaked. So you would know this. Single schedule for Telangana and Andhra you mentioned. What you have in mind is that people do not cross from here to here and vote both the places. This is what is the purport of the question which was again asked as to how Telangana and AP. So the rule position is you have to be an ordinarily resident of a particular place in order to be a voter. It is not necessary that you have properties or you have other things out here. Anybody can be a voter only in one place. You cannot be a voter at two places. This is a crime. We have instructed everybody that such instances, if anybody is living here ordinarily, he can definitely be a voter here. If anybody only have properties and some ancestral things here but not living here, cannot be a voter here. So everybody has been interested that if there is any case of a false statement which one gives at the time of becoming a voter saying I am an ordinary resident, and if one tries to be at two places, there is a criminal action which follows. I think I have answered all questions. Anything else? Thank you very much.
My second question is not answered. The people who have voted in Telangana are now coming to Andhra Pradesh.
No. So if they are living here for the period which entitles them to be of an ordinary resident here, then only they can be voter. And this stage, SSR is already over. They have not passed that much of time since the Telangana elections. Now, during the continuous updation, which will happen till the nomination date, if anybody tries to be claiming this, he will be definitely looked at more carefully in all those cases of additions, that they are whether ordinary resident or not. Thank you very much.
So this will bring us to the end of this presser. I thank all the media and the Honorable Commission for attending this press conference. Now I invite the media to please join us for the high tea. Thank you.
Thank you very much.